Welcome back to another video, guys. You'll notice immediately that this is a bit of a different type of video. The missus decided to take over the editing for my videos for the Big Dogs prep. I've already pretty much watched what she's put together, and it's like 10 times, 1,000 times better than what I can put together. I'll just zoom in on Bentley's face. So day one, bench day, like normal. Last week we spoke about my pec being tight and just being a bit of a pain. I went and saw Zoran from the Muscle Lab on the weekend. Did a phenomenal job. All the tightness pretty much gone in my pec. But obviously, because you had to work on it pretty hard, it was all bruised and real sensitive and just sore. So we had a deload week. I spoke to the coach. We were probably going to deload in this week anyway, so the timing couldn't have been better. 185 for 3x3. As you can see, all easy. The pec felt really good. No tightness. No real issues, actually. Apart from the area itself being a bit sensitive and obviously bruised up on my chest, a little bit into my shoulder and all that sort of stuff. But feeling really, really good. So last set of 3 here. Nothing crazy, obviously. 185 for 3x3 is pretty minimal work, but still decent, like okay volume for a deload, obviously. After this, I moved on to, it was a back down set, but I actually went up. So 195 kilos for a set of 4, I think, off the top of my head. Well, we'll see anyway. But this was a set I was supposed to do last Monday, but I didn't actually get around to it. My pec just felt a bit tight and I really didn't want to push it. So funnily enough, as I was doing this set, I'm thinking something just doesn't quite feel right. And I thought maybe I probably shouldn't have done the set. And then, lo and behold, I left a collar off of one side, which you can see. I don't know if she zooms in. Nah, she doesn't. But, yep, felt weird. Thought it was a pec issue. Turns out I'm stupid and can't put on a collar. And then finished off that session with some rows. You'll see that, obviously, I've actually upgraded the camera and the lens, which is why this actually looks a lot better than what it did previously. Still messing around with it, just kind of enjoying just screwing around with different lenses and all that sort of stuff. But I'm not creative in the slightest, so a lot of these angles and stuff are going to be real basic. So onto squat day. I had a top set of, initially it was supposed to be 355 for 1 triple. We dropped it to 350 and then added a set. And the reason we did that is so that next week I can hit a PB triple of 360, maybe for 1 set. I'd like to hit it for 2 sets, but we just don't really need to. So yeah, warming up here, just worrying about, just trying to film for depth on this is not a great angle for it, even though these squats, to be fair, do look a little bit high. With my chest and my shoulder, getting that worked on a couple of days prior to this was actually a godsend. I could actually get under the bar so much easier and actually get into a really nice sort of low bar position, at least for me. And it felt, my squats have not felt this good in a long time. So super happy. So 250 last bennies warm up, jumped to 300, and then we took the jump from 300 to 350. Now again, yeah, because I can get the bar lower on my back, I felt more stable. All my reps felt really nice. I'll explain a little incident in my 350, but nothing too bad, obviously. So first and only wrapped warm up, I suppose. He's asking how many. I'm just going to tell him it's a single. But happy with how this moved. Kind of paused it a little bit, but yeah, 300 kilos literally feels like an empty bar now. Not heavy at all. So even had a little bit of a pause there at the bottom, but again, 300 kilos these days isn't that hard. So onto 350 now. Unracking it felt super light. I was really confident going into this set because my 300 warm up literally felt like nothing with a lighter wrap. So we went a little bit tighter on the wraps. I've still got a revolution or 2 to go for my wraps, which is always nice. But you can see, really easy. The reps themselves, none of them are too difficult, but you'll see on this third rep, the bar actually slipped down my back a little bit, so I had to regain balance before I stood up. You can see that it was still really easy. Judging by my face, I knew that was not ideal. but wasn't hard. I just knew that if I didn't regain my balance and I tried to stand up, I would have fell backwards. So kind of just let it roll, sort of made sure it stopped rolling up my back, rolling down my back, sorry, and then just stood up. So this was the second set. Just tried to make up for the first set, basically a bit more cleaner, and I think it was. All the reps were good, felt like nothing, and yeah, can't really complain. 5 kilos under my best triple for an extra set, and moving like that, really can't complain. But it does mean that next week I'll actually get to hit a PB triple, which again I'm pretty excited to do so. Now onto my second bench day. I did debate with the coach whether or not I should take a deload. I did say that if my chest started to feel weird or whatever during the warm-ups, that I'd just pull the sets back or reps back or something like that. So yeah, so as I was warming up, every set my chest just felt better. I just need to make sure I'm warming up properly, get a lot of blood flow, all that sort of shit, you know, the stuff that you really should be doing. So my top set, 180 kilos plus chains for 3x5. So chains again about 25 kilos, so 205 kilos at the top, you know, give or take obviously a little bit. So after having last week off chain bench and then jumping straight back into heavy chain bench, it did feel a bit weird, but pretty happy with them. Really wanted to just use this session to bring back some of that momentum I had with my bench from the off season and then into the start of the prep. But I'm really happy with how my pec felt and how all these sets moved. Really can't complain. Super happy. The work that Zoran did on my chest, and obviously he hit up my back as well, was just incredible. Hurt like a motherfucker, but definitely needed it. As you can see, I changed lenses just to try something new, I suppose, but I actually like how this looks. The camera lens I've got makes the footage look pretty unreal, but also a little bit of editing and color grading from the missus has done wonders. So with this set and all the others, just trying to make sure that I pause on my chest. They don't have to be long pauses or anything like that, but really trying to sort of simulate comp, just a little bit of a good pause. You can see that one was obviously longer, but decent enough pause on the chest, and then really trying to, you know, use my leg drive and all that sort of stuff, and really having to go at Tommy because he's an idiot. Just really trying to, you know, focus on the comp setup and all that sort of stuff. But again, last set, trying to pause on the chest, really trying to be explosive throughout the whole movement. I think I already touched on how I felt like this had already translated over to my main bench. So I'm keen to get that sort of momentum back. But these felt really easy, and I don't think 180 plus chains has ever moved that good. So yeah, I know I'll hit something really nice with chains. Hopefully, like, I don't know, 210 to 220 with chains or something like that would be quite ridiculous, but somewhere in that range would be sick, and is pretty much what we're aiming for. So onto incline bench. These are so much harder, and I think I've said this before, so much harder after chain bench than they ever were after overhead press, which obviously makes sense. It's a lot heavier on chain bench than it is with overhead press. I'm doing more volume, so coming into these a bit cooked. But 180 kilos for 2 sets of 5. Both sets honestly felt really easy, but you know what it's like when you're just a bit fatigued going into something. It feels heavy, even though you know that you're going to be able to get through it. But again, trying to pause-ish on the chest. Sometimes I get a little bit lazy and don't pause as long as what I want. But yeah, super happy with both of these sets. Really easy. And looking forward to pushing these really hard as well. Now onto deadlifts. Still got the sick program of just singles, which is my favorite. This deadlift session fell on a public holiday, so I did a really bad job of preparing for this session. My sleep was good. That was probably about it. I slept in, which was nice, but didn't eat enough, didn't get enough hydration or water or anything like that. So wasn't feeling amazing coming into this session, but I mean, I had 310 for 3 singles, and I can do that literally any day of the week. So wasn't too worried. But yeah, so again, just with deads, usual sort of shit, making sure that I'm repeating the same technique, getting used to just pulling as hard as I can on the first rep, emulating technique from session to session. Yeah, really not much to say. Just my usual jumps, plate jumps to 270, and then jump to 310 for 3 singles. Yeah, I'll just let it play.
Go, Jake. Game time. Explosive. Easy fucking way.
So first rep, you can see it moves pretty effortless. Onto the second rep here, changed up angles because, you know, I'm fancy now apparently. But again, still really easy. These didn't feel heavy at all. Technique felt fine. Can't really complain. I like this angle actually, it's pretty cool. So onto the last rep here. Now, I wanted to test my grip. I accidentally smacked myself in the nuts right before my last attempt, and that fucking hurt. Doesn't take much, but yeah, not fun. So anyway, last rep here. I wanted to test my grip at the end of this set and just do a static hold with the weight. I wanted to hold it for 10 seconds, and I was counting in my head, but I lost track pretty fast, so there you go. Just another powerlifter that can't count to 10. But yeah, I ended up holding for like 15 seconds or something, which felt really easy. I could push this to well over 20 seconds, I think, but just don't really need to.